Welcome to Chamber Chats, a weekly series by the West Monroe West Ouachita Chamber of Commerce highlighting our valued members. As always, find out more about the Chamber and our members online at westmonroechamber.org. And now, this week's episode of West Monroe West Ouachita Chamber Chats.
And welcome to another edition of Chamber Chats with the West Monroe West Ouachita Chamber of Commerce, filmed right here at Louisiana Delta Community College. I am Sheila Snow. I'm the government chair for the government committee for the West Monroe Chamber, and I am joined today by police jury member Jack Clampit.
And I'm glad to be here today. Gives us an opportunity to tell you a little about what the jury does.
There you go, and we are excited to get right into it. So tell us a little bit first before we get started about your district that you represent.
I represent the Texas-sized district.
Uh-oh.
It goes from the Ouachita River, south to the Caldwell line, west to the Jackson, Lincoln, and north to the Union Parish line. Of all the roads, 40% of them are in that one district. And it's the fastest growing district. 45% of all the building permits for the last 10 years have been in District B. But we got good water, we got good drainage, we got good sewer, got a great police jury, I might add, okay? Schools are unbelievable, you know. West Ouachita is one of those schools that you're not going to see them win the football championship. They're just not going to do it. But when you go to the Scholars Banquet, which is what really counts, they always place the most people in the Scholars Banquet. And if you look at, say, I want to send my kid to college, let's look at the opportunities. We've got Delta Community right there in the district.
That's right. We've
got a fine engineering school, 25 minutes to the west. We've got Grambling, which has got some new programs that are awesome, okay? Come back to the east. We got Northeast. Everybody says, oh, that's a nursing school. Well, it is, but it's also a doctor's school. It's an accountant school. It has the most highly acclaimed building construction school in the nation. When our kids graduate from there, they got a job. So it's a good reason to move here in the Ouachita Parish and District B in particular, because whatever you're looking for, we got it.
We got it. A little something for everybody.
That's it.
All right. So let us know about a couple of projects that you're working on for your district right now and then what you've got coming up.
Two of the most important projects that I'm on is the Calhoun Technology Park.
Yes.
320 acres located at Calhoun that when they shut the Louisiana LSU Agro Research Center down, that land came back to Ouachita Parish. And we've got all the due diligence done. It's a LED certified site. We've interviewed probably 12 prospective employers, and we just hadn't found the right fit, but we will. We're working on it every day.
Yeah.
And then the other one's going to be Shelia Lake. When I started looking at economic development, they said there's three things that's important. People want churches, they want schools, and they want recreation. Churches, we are in awesome shape. We got one on every corner, whatever flavor you want, we've got.
That's right.
Okay. Schools, we do great. We have got that covered. Recreation, we are far behind. So one of the things we're doing at Shelia now is through the graces of Senator Jay Morris and Representative Foy Gadberry. They got us $1.5 million to upgrade Shelia.
Okay.
So we're going to put in a small dock at Area 3. We hadn't ever had one there. But we're going to put in a 500-foot dock at Area 1, handicap accessible.
Oh, wow.
So if you got a child in a wheelchair, we can put them on the dock and let them fish.
Oh, that's amazing.
If it's a veteran that's in a wheelchair, put him on the dock and let him fish. Now, to go along with that, we're going to move up the hill and we're going to put in some new ADA parking, ADA restrooms, and an ADA playground with handicapped children accessible. It's going to have that stuff so when old men and kids fall, we just bounce. We don't get hurt, you know. We need that, all right?
You need that out there, huh?
So it's very important to have recreation in this area, and we're moving in that direction now.
Awesome. Those are some exciting projects. So talk about what motivated you to seek public office. How long have you been serving?
I got elected in 2015 to start in 2016. And what happened is the water in our area was horrible. We just could not get good water. When you ran the tap, you ran the bathtub full, it was already dirty.
That's
and we just could not get anybody interested in it. So that's what got me into it. And I'm proud to say that out of our ARPA money that we just got, we spent $9 million on water and sewer. Now, the good thing about that is the companies we spent it with parlayed it into over 21 million. So we've got clean water coming out of those taps now. We've got our sewer going where it should. I started work on a project when I come on board called the Steep Bayou Sewer Reclamation.
Yeah.
And what it did, it took the sewage from Northwest Monroe down to the reuse facility at the mill. Today, they treat about 4.5 million gallons a day. And they give it to the mill, so it's a good incentive to keep the mill here.
Absolutely.
But we could carry more if we could just get it there. So again, the two names that popped up, Jay Morris, Foy Gadberry, got us $2.5 million to finish that project. And that was after we'd been going to Baton Rouge for about 6 years. So now we have the ability to deliver 10 million gallons. It's a green project because we're going to take that sewage down there. It's economic development because it helps keep the mill here. It's clean drinking water. But it was a hard project because nobody wants to drive by a field and say, see that out there, it's got sewer in it I paid for. I got the money for that, all right? No, so it wasn't a glamorous project.
It's not glamorous.
But it's been a good project. And we've got more help out of Baton Rouge now than we've ever had.
We've talked about that with a few other guests recently about the cooperation that we've seen from the government committee's perspective between our Northeast Louisiana delegation, our local elected officials. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, one thing that we've done, last session 21, or 22 rather, we went down, we fried fish for a group of about 40 legislators.
Who does not love fried fish?
I see it. And we did alligator. That's my specialty, fried alligator.
There you go.
And when you frying for a bunch of Cajuns, you better have your act together on alligator. Right? So it went over so good. This year we took the whole jury back. And we fried for about 60 people this year. Building those bridges where you're not in the confines of the Capitol. Everybody's relaxed. They got a piece of fish in the hand they're gnawing on or a piece of gator. And we're starting to build those bridges we need to call up and say, okay, this is what we need done. This is a bill we're interested in. This is our capital outlay projects. You know, when about 21, I met a young lady named Leslie Durham with the DRA. Mm-hmm. And I asked her that question. I said, when are we going to get some of those long wheelbase checks, the ones that's got a lot of zeros in them? And she said, when are you going to ask? And I said, you're right, we hadn't been asking.
That's a good question.
So we started asking. We've got money from them on 2 projects, looking at a third. Senator Cassidy's working closely with us on some funding, as is Senator Kennedy. So we have found that the key, you start asking and explaining your projects, you got a better chance of getting money. Even more importantly, we have found that when we work together with the mayor of West Monroe and the mayor of Monroe, which never happened in the past, now we can get more accomplished working together.
That's right. So what would you say is the number one misconception that people may have about the police jury?
Yeah, we only meet twice a month. The meeting is actually the tip of the iceberg because we do all the work during the week. You know, it's my phone number's published well. It's published more than Morris Bart's. and I can tell you, it rings on a regular basis. My telephone etiquette is you call before 9. Before then, my wife answers the phone and she's not happy.
Uh-oh.
You call before 9 o'clock that night because after 9, I'm in the bed. She answers the phone. She's not happy.
You got to keep the wife happy.
That's right. Pick up the phone, call your juror. Tell him what's on your mind. If you want to speak, come to a meeting. We'll put you on the agenda. Because we have to know what the public wants before we can fulfill those desires.
That is a great point. So looking back in the time that you've served, what are some of the initiatives that you've been most proud of?
I think there's 2 of them, and they happened in 2017. The first one was when they called us and said, hey, look, Graphics Packaging is leaving. They're going out of town. They're going to Clinton, Mississippi. We just wanted you to know about it. Well, can we work on it? Yeah, you can't hurt it. You know, that's the famous thing. You can't hurt it, all right? So we put together a team. We put together a package. We went and approached graphics with it and said, this is what we'd like to do. They liked the package so well, they agreed to stay here, which created 100 new jobs and saved 200 new jobs and gave us $280 million in investment over the next 10 years. So we kept that project here because the jury went to work on it and did something about it. And then in 2017, we passed the road tax. It's what I call the peanut tax. Cost you about the same thing as a pack of peanuts a week.
Okay.
But it gave us enough money to start doing road work. And we've done more road work since 2017 than happened in previous 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Road work's the most expensive thing we do. It's $1 million a mile. The sales tax that supports it gives us about $1 million between the 6 districts.
Okay.
Well, when you have 840 miles of roads,
It's a big difference.
yes, it's tough to do.
Tough to do. So what would you say the future holds for the police jury? Where as a whole, where are y'all looking to?
We've shifted gears a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
In previous years, we were known for potholes and ditches, maybe a little work done at the pea farm. We kind of shifted those now, and we're concentrating more on the economic development side.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to tax our residents more. We want more residents to tax. Bring in the new businesses. We need those jobs that pay $25 an hour. And they're out there. We've worked on some of them. We just hadn't found the right fit yet. But we will. So that's a little different than what we're doing. And we're starting to ask for bigger checks, by the way. We started out, we were asking in the $1 million range. Now we're up to the $8 to $10 million range.
There you go.
But other cities are getting it. Why shouldn't we get that same money?
That's right. You never know until you ask.
Amen.
That's it.
That's how I got married.
All they can say is no. So how can the public learn more about the work that you're doing, and how can they remain engaged?
There's several ways. They can go to our website. They're going to pick up some there, our Facebook page. And they stay on me all the time because I'm what they call a PP. That's a prolific poster. I stay on Facebook trying to educate everybody as to what we do. Come to some of our meetings. Now, ain't no charge for admission. You get bored, you get up and walk out, okay? But come to some of the meetings. If you have something you want to say or you want to ask to be put on the agenda. We're going to give you 3 minutes to speak anyway. But, and then the last thing, and it's the easiest thing, pick up the phone, call your juror. Say, what's going on with this? Can you explain to me what's happening? And we do. That's part of our job. My wife says, why do you spend so much time on the phone with these 80-year-old women? Because, honey, I'm going to be 80 one day and I want somebody to talk to me. And they don't understand some of the projects we're working on. So it's so much easier just to talk to them.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Clampit. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it. I think that this is an opportunity for the jury to show what we're working on, showcase our projects, and talk about what's coming in the future.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so very much for joining us today for another edition of Chamber Chats, again, filmed right here at Louisiana Delta Community College. And we look forward to seeing you again on our next episode.